use if it is relation, symmetric relation, reflexive relation, and transitive, it is said to be an equivalence relation. So what you do in transitive relation? Actually, in case of transitive relation, three elements exist. Means if three elements are there, suppose the elements are A, B, and C. So if AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R. Means the second ordered pair which you are taken here in such a way that its first element is the second element of first ordered pair. Means if you write AB belongs to R, so B is its second element, which one be the first element of the second ordered pair. So you write BC belongs to R. So if the two ordered pair exist for a relation, then if AC belongs to R, means you have to search for that type of ordered pair in which first element is the first element of first ordered pair and second element is the second element of second ordered pair. So if that type of three elements exist in a relation, then you can say the relation is transitive relation. So this is the concept basically for the transitive relation. But if AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R in a relation is impossible, then the relation is also said to be transitive. So that means previously we were discussed about for such type of transitive relation in which that means the second type of element belongs to the relation is impossible, and you see that the relation is transitive. So here you have a question which we display on your screen. Question number 11. If AB, let n denotes the set of all natural numbers and R be the relation on n cross n defined by AB or CD equivalent to AD into B plus C is equal to BC into A plus D, where AB and CD belongs to n cross n, is an equivalence relation. You have to prove it. So how you prove it? First you have to check the order of the, that means in which pattern the given condition is defined. So if you have A, B, or C, D and numbering them 1, 2, 3, 4. So if 1, 2, 3, 4 is there, so here you have to take AD. So what does it mean? Product of first and fourth into the sum of second and third is equal to the product of second and third into the product of first and fourth. So in this way you have the check the pattern. So if you want to prove it is an equivalence relation, so it be reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So in first part you have to write reflexive. In case of reflexive relation, first you assume that let A B belongs to n cross n. Means you have to take one element. So you have AB R AB implies you have to applying here the same pattern which we defined in your relation. So what you take? The product of first and fourth. So write here AB. The product of first and fourth into the sum of second and third, that means B plus A, and is equal to the product of second and third, so BA into the sum of this one first and fourth, means A plus B. Now if you simplifying it, so here you have AB into B plus A, and this can be written as AB into B plus B. Sorry, this be written as B plus A. So here you see that both sides are equal. So you can say R is reflexive. Yes, mute your microphone. R is reflexive. Now come to third point, symmetric relation. Second point, symmetric. For symmetric relation, you have to take two ordered pair. Let AB, CD belongs to n cross n. So AB or CD implies the product of first and fourth into B plus C is equal to BC into A plus D. And this can be written as BC into A plus D is equal to AD into B plus C. Only you have to interchange right side to the left side and left side to the right side. And then applying commutative law, so CB into D plus A is equal to DA into C plus B. And that result can be written as CDRAB. Now check the pattern whether it be correct. So the product of first and fourth, that means CB, into sum of second and third, which is D plus A, is equal to the product of DA, that means second and third, is equal to the sum of first and fourth, that means C plus B. So that be correct. So you can write it R is symmetric. R is symmetric. R is symmetric here. R is symmetric. In the same way, you have to prove it for transitive. Third point, transitive. Let AB, CD, EF belongs to n cross n. Here you have to take three ordered pair, AB, CD and EF belongs to n cross n. So the relation in between the two ordered pair AB or CD, so that can be written as the product of first and fourth means AD into B plus C, that is equal to BC into A plus D. Now here you see that here you have B plus C, so you have to divide it by BC and distribute each of the term. So BC upon BC, B plus C upon BC means what? Here you have 1 by C plus 1 by B is equal to A plus D upon AD, and then you distribute it. So you have 1 by D plus 1 by A and is first equation. So here you have first equation. In the same way, if you take second relation CDREAB, CDREF, so this implies the product of first and fourth CF into D plus E is equal to DE into C plus F. Now again divide by DE and distribute it. 1 by E plus 1 by D is equal to 1 by F plus 1 by C, that is second equation. Now if you add 1 and 2, you have so 1 plus 2 implies, add it. So here you have 1 by C plus 1 by B plus 1 by E plus 1 by D, that is equal to 1 by D plus 1 by A plus 1 by F plus 1 by C. Now check it. 1 by C cancel out. 1 by D cancel out. So here you see that its two terms are cancelled out from both sides. And you have 1 by B plus 1 by E. So taking LCM, BE, here you have E plus B, that is equal to, here you take LCM AF, so you have F plus A. Now taking cross multiplication, so AF into E plus B is equal to BE into F plus A. This can be written as AF into B plus E is equal to BE into A plus F, and that implies AB R E F. Now you check the pattern again, the product of first and fourth AF into the sum of second and third, which is B plus E, that is equal to the product of second and third, which is BE, into the sum of first and fourth, this one. So here you see that actually what you have here you have to take the two ordered pair, means ABRCD, and find the result. Then you take the result in between BCREF, you find the result, and getting that with the help of these two results, finally you have see that your relation exists in between AB and EF also. Actually here AB, CD, EF, all that are taken as the element of n cross n. Okay, so in this way you can prove that R is transitive. So R is transitive. R is transitive relation. So here you see that your relation is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So R is an equivalence relation. You can write it in this way. Now come to the next question. Question number 12. Uh, 12th question is, given a non-empty set X, consider Px, which is the set of all subset of X. Define a relation in Px as follow. For subset A, B in Px, A or B, if A is a subset of B, is R an equivalence relation on Px? Justify your answer. Means you have to justify that whether it is equivalence relation or not. So what is given in this question? Here you have given a non-empty set X and Px, which is the set of all subset of X. And you well know the set, which is the set of all subset of given set, is known as the power set. That is known as the power set of X. So Px is the power set of X, which contains all the subset of set X. And the next one is given, A and B are the element of power set. Means the element of the power set is represented by A and B. And the relation is defined in between the two sets of power set as A is a subset of B. So write it. What is given here? So here A or B is defined as A is a subset of B. And what are A and B? A and B belongs to power set of any set, means Px. A and B belongs to Px. And you have to check that whether the given relation in between the sets is equivalence or not. So first of all, you're trying for reflexive. Reflexive. In case of reflexive, you have to take an element of power set. So let A belongs to power set of X. So ARA. ARA implies A is a subset of A. That is correct. Every set is a subset of itself. So A is a subset of A. So you can say R is reflexive. R is reflexive relation. Now the second point, symmetric. In case of symmetric relation, you have to take two elements. So let A, B belongs to Px. So A or B implies A is a subset of B. If A is a subset of B means what? B contains A. So B is not a subset of A. B is not a subset of A. Why? If you write B is a subset of A, then in that case A and B are equal. So you can say that B is not a subset of A. So this implies B is not related to A. B is not related to A. So R is not symmetric. R is not symmetric. So R is not symmetric. You write it. Now the third point, transitive. In case of transitive relation, here you take three elements A, B, and C, which belongs to power set P of X. Now take the relation in between them. A or B implies A is a subset of B. B or C implies B is a subset of C. Now here what you have, A is a subset of B means B contain A, and B is a subset of C means what? C contains B. So no doubt C also contains A. C also contains A. So finally you have the result A is a subset of C, and if A is a subset of C, you have a relation A or C. So R is transitive. So R is transitive. So in this way, here you, that means find that R is reflexive, R is transitive, but R is not symmetric, so it is not an equivalence relation. So finally you write in this way, R is reflexive, R is transitive, or reflexive and transitive, but R is not symmetric, so it is not an equivalence relation. In this way you can write it. Okay. R is transitive, and finally you write one line in this way. R is reflexive and transitive, but not symmetric, so it is not an equivalence relation. Now, next question number 11, 12, 13. Yes, 13 question. In question number 13, what is given? Here you have two sets, relation R and S, which are equivalence relation in a given set A. You have to prove that R intersection S is also equivalence. R intersection S is also equivalence. So think about that. What is given here? So first of all, here it is given R and S are equivalence in a given set. So you trying to check that whether R intersection S is also a relation in the given set. Then you trying to prove it is an equivalence relation. So just check it. Since R and S are equivalence relation in a set A, that is given. R and S are equivalence relation in a set A. So if R is equivalence relation in a set A, that is given. So R is a relation. So if R is a relation, so you can say R is a subset of A and S is also a subset of A. S is also a subset of A. So R is a subset of A and S is a subset of A. This implies R intersection S is also a subset of A. R intersection S is also a subset of A. So you can say that R intersection S is a relation in A. That be a relation in A. So here you have to prove that R intersection S is also an equivalence relation when R and S are equivalence relation, that is given here. So we have to prove it one by one. So first of all, you prove it is reflexive. So in case of reflexive, you well know that A belongs to R. So here you have to take an element. Let A belongs to set A. If A belongs to set A, so AA belongs to R and AA belongs to S. Why written in this way, AA belongs to R and AA belongs to S? Because it is already given that R and S are symmetric. So if A belongs to A, so A belongs to R and A belongs to S, because R is an equivalence relation, so it is reflexive also. So write the reason about that. Since R and S are reflexive, R and S are reflexive, right, in this way. So this implies AA belongs to R intersection S. R intersection S. So R is reflexive. R is reflexive. Now come to second point. Symmetric. Second point, symmetric. So here you assume two element. Let AB belongs to set A. So AB belongs to R implies, oh sorry, here you assume AB belongs to R intersection S. Actually, in case of symmetric relation, first you have that means first you have to take the ordered pair in the relation belonging to the relation which is to be proved as symmetric. So here we have to take AB belongs to R intersection S, and we trying to prove that BA also an element of R intersection S. So if AB belongs to R intersection S, so this implies AB belongs to R and AB belongs to S. AB belongs to R and AB belongs to S. And if AB belongs to R, BA belongs to R, and if AB belongs to S, so you can write BA belongs to S. Why it be written? Yes, write the reason. Since R and S are symmetric, R and S are symmetric due to that reason. Since R and S are symmetric, so you write this step. Now check it. If BA belongs to R and BA belongs to S, so you can write BA belongs to R intersection S. So what are you getting here? AB belongs to R intersection S, and finally you have BA belongs to R intersection S. So R intersection S is symmetric. That be symmetric. That be symmetric. That be symmetric. Now, next point, transitive. In case of transitive relation, you have to take 3 elements in a set. Third point, so let A, B, C belongs to set A. So A, B belongs to R implies, sorry, AB belongs to R intersection S, BC belongs to R intersection S, and you're trying to prove that, if you're trying to prove that AC belongs to R intersection S, then R intersection S is transitive. So what you do in that case, just check it. So if AB belongs to R intersection S, this implies AB belongs to R and AB belongs to S. And, sorry, here you place here and AB belongs to R and AB belongs to S. And here you write BC belongs to R and BC belongs to S. So here you see that AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R. AB and BC both belongs to R. So write it. AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, and in the same way, AB belongs to S, BC belongs to S. So here you see that AB belongs to R, BC belongs to, R. So if AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R and R is transitive, so you can write AC is also belongs to R, and here you can write AC belongs to S. So AC belongs to R intersection S. So AC belongs to R intersection S. So R is transitive. Write it. So R is transitive. So R is transitive. So in this way, here you prove that R is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive. So write it in one sentence. Since R is reflexive, symmetric, and transitive, hence R is an equivalence relation. So in this way, it be proved. Now next.
Sir, can you please repeat it once more? The transitive one.
For transitive one, okay. Actually, yes, in case of transitive, you have to take 3 ordered pair A, B, B, C. Sorry, 3 elements A, B, and C, which belongs to a set A. Understand? Now, you have to take the relation in between the first 2. Means, if you take, that means AB belongs to R inverse, BC belongs to R inverse. AB belongs to R inverse and BC belongs to R inverse. Here. So if AB belongs, not R inverse, R intersection S. First you assume that AB belongs to R intersection S and BC belongs to R intersection S. So this implies AB belongs to R and AB belongs to S. And for the second result, what you write, BC belongs to R and BC belongs to S. Now, if you collect the element of the R here, so you have AB belongs to R and BC belongs to R, and AB belongs to S and BC belongs to S. Now check for R result. AB belongs to R, BC belongs to R, so AC also belongs to R. Why? because R is transitive. You write the reason for that. AC belongs to R. And in the same way, AC belongs to S also. Write the reason for that. R is transitive. So if AC belongs to R and AC belongs to S, so you can write AC belongs to R intersection S also. So no doubt, R not R. Here you have to write R intersection S is transitive. So if R intersection S is transitive, you have it is an equivalence relation. Now your next question is, if R is an equivalence relation in a given set A, then its inverse R inverse is also an equivalence relation. You have trying to prove that that result. Okay. Next question number 14. What is given here? R is a relation in set A, is an equivalence relation, and you have to prove that R inverse is also equivalence relation. Now first you have trying to prove that if R is that means is a relation in set A, then R inverse is also a relation in that set. So what is given? Since R is a relation in A, that is set A, so you can write R is a subset of A cross A as per definition. If R is a subset of A cross A, this implies R inverse is a subset of A cross A also. Because in case of R inverse, only you have to interchange the order of the element. So R inverse is also a subset of A cross A. So you can write R inverse is a relation in set A. So in this way, you prove that in the same set, R inverse is also in that means relation will be exist there, and you have to prove that R inverse is also an equivalence relation. So we have to prove it one by one. No, first one symmetric. Sorry, reflexive. So let A belongs to set A. If A belongs to set A, so A belongs to R. Why A belongs to R? Yes, right, the reason. Since R is reflexive. R is reflexive in this way. That's why you write here A belongs to R. And this implies A belongs to R inverse. You change the order of the element. You have A again belongs to R inverse. So you have R inverse is reflexive. R inverse is reflexive. Now come to the second point, which is symmetric. In case of symmetric relation, you have to take two elements of set A. Second, symmetric. Let AB belongs to set A. If AB belongs to set A, so what you write in this case? In case of symmetric relation, first you assume let AB belongs to R inverse, and this implies BA belongs to R and BA belongs to R. So if BA belongs to R, then what you have? AB also belongs to R. Why? Since R is symmetric. R is symmetric. If AB belongs to R, so you can write BA belongs to R inverse. AB belongs to R inverse implies BA belongs to R inverse. So R inverse is symmetric. R inverse is symmetric. So in this way, you prove that R inverse is symmetric. Now come to third point. transitive. In case of transitive, you take here three elements. Let A, B, C belongs to set A, and assume here AB belongs to R inverse and BC belongs to R inverse, and trying to prove that AC belongs to also R inverse. So if AB belongs to R inverse, here you have BA belongs to R, and here you have CB belongs to R, and this implies CB belongs to R and BA belongs to R, and this implies AC belongs to R. Why? Because R is transitive. R is transitive. So AC belongs to, just wait. Listen, CB belongs to R, BA belongs to R, so CA belongs to R. Means the first element and the third element, CA belongs to R because R is transitive, and this implies AC belongs to